So as we said before the break, we are going to look at a few pre-builds that it is actually your personal.
This one is, yes.
Yeah, so if you want to grab that up. So this is your personal one, but this is obviously also a workshop project that is potentially...
I'm praying. I'm hoping.
Hopefully,
I've put some time and effort in, guys.
Going to be a product in itself.
Yes.
If we can get the numbers to work and everything like that.
If we can get it all to work, yes.
But what is it? What have you done to it? Is there anything you would have done differently? But yeah.
To be honest, it's pushed to the limit. This is one of the Crytek Rec 7s.
Yeah. Got the Barrett one.
The Barrett one, yes, in the tungsten. I will start internally because that's obviously where we've gone with it.
Yeah.
Internally, we have kept the same gears, but we have short stroked 4.11.1 ready now.
Yeah. They've
all been reshimmed, and the Prometheus parts have been used for the barrel shims on it, because one of the gears actually in here it has a pre-shim spring on them. This is in all Cryteks, and this is why they always sound a little noisy.
Yeah.
It's because it's not a tight shim there. Right. We've done that. We've got to put a full metal rack piston in now, and I've also been experimenting with the Max model parts in here. So we've got a Max model piston head, cylinder head, and cylinder.
But the gearbox shell's the same.
The gearbox shell is the same.
And does that
because it's already on certain things you would do with sort of high performances. Where the cylinder is, they've already been radialed.
Yeah.
All that's already been done to prevent stresses, and
because I know in my
snapping
build that I had, they ended up getting retro arms put in it.
Yeah.
Did the Crytek gearbox sit in the same?
Yeah, the same quality bracket. Yeah.
And when you started, you mentioned short stroking. So again, for people that don't know, can you obviously this is to do with our power limits and UK power limits and things like pre-engagement and damage. So
because of the UK, we are a lower power limit than EU and everywhere else. We have to because the piston won't return fast enough with
the power of the spring. The piston doesn't go forward fast enough.
Yeah, it doesn't return it to battery fast enough due to our power limits.
Yeah.
So we end up having to take teeth off the gears to allow for this, so it doesn't catch up and then.
So if you imagine a piston going forward, if you have a really powerful spring, it'll do it really fast. Our springs, it does it a bit slower, which gives the gear time to come back round before the piston's forward, causing to hit the wrong place and either the piston fails or the gears fail.
Can cause further damage, because when they do go, they can go
in a big way.
So
if people have heard the term short stroking, especially with Evos and anyone wanting to run 11.1, because everyone, again, 11.1 is better than 7.4. Apparently, it's not. It's just different.
It gives us snappier.
It's snappier and rate of fire.
But if you're not a rate of fire guy and you're happy just blinking away at 7.4, don't worry yourself.
I mean, I've always said that everyone says, rate of fire, that it should be capped and everything, but I've always said that a rate of fire is a byproduct of trying to chase a good trigger response.
It is, yes.
So yes, you could have a gun that does 40 RPS, but you've not built it for that. You've built it for that trigger response.
Well, this one's doing 30.
Yeah,
and it's not. I don't play full auto.
Yeah,
at all.
It's
really.
a byproduct of getting
me a snappy trigger,
snap trigger, and keep up with say HPA and gas.
Yeah,
which is going to be very, very difficult because again, looking internally at gas and AEGs. At gas and HPA versus AEG, and an AEG has to deliver power to a motor, turn, and do everything. Yes, it's happening at the speed of light, but all them processes happen, whereas HPA is instant. It's down the barrel straight away.
Well, that's where we've put the Titan in.
Yeah.
So back to your HPA, back to your gas. You're getting that pre-cocking.
You get the pre-cocking system, again, it's faster. You're getting that. Game-changing
and the response
of what
to up that further, I've Max model trigger. So this is a tunable trigger. So when you actually pull this trigger, it's all the way back. It's like playing.
It's just a very, very small.
It's
a button rather than the trigger now. Yeah.
One of the other things I started off when I started doing this, I put in one of the ASG 30K motors. I ran that for about 100,000 rounds with this running at motor braking, pre-cocking, the full limit of what it can do. And I found that at 100,000 rounds, that was the end of my brushes.
They're just gone.
Gone.
Yeah.
That was it. Well, they're not gone. They have a certain setting which they go to.
It's a lot of rounds, though.
100,000 rounds. It's a lot of rounds.
The way he said that, it's like, oh, I've done 100,000 rounds. That's a lot of rounds.
That's a lot of rounds, guys.
These are running out quickly.
Yeah, they're not running out quickly. But
I was in one game.
I just have to do this to see the limits of what this product can do. So
that if it becomes a product, we can tell you exactly.
So
what
I've gone from that now.
Yeah.
And now I've got one of the Warhead Industries brushless motors in this now. So these guys, no brushes. Don't have to worry about that problem anymore. Still going at the.
Is there a pro and con of brushless?
Pro and con, brushless. Brush is going to last longer. Internal, there's not as many friction parts inside your motor because it's all run computerized on the bottom of it. Dirt and things like that. Because obviously, when these contacts are going inside, there's just spinning off carbon off your brushes and filling up inside of this gear. When I started taking it out to strip it down to have a look, I find I'm getting dust everywhere with it all. Sound. That there's none of the rubbing sound. It's just instant now. It's just a nice instant trigger. And the other thing was the motor itself. Let me get back to my train of thought. It always disappears.
Is it a delivery of power?
Yeah, the delivery of power's
slightly different. You've obviously it's almost got its own inbuilt MOSFET kind of thing. So that active braking is it inbuilt? Or
well, the Titan's doing
all that,
but this can handle it.
This can handle it as well.
It's a lot better. Yeah.
Because it's obviously dedicated to a single job rather than the Titan that's trying to do everything.
And
there's
it's
an EPM
more
in
reactive.
there.
That's the one I'm going for. Yeah. It's more reactive as well. It's instead of that wind up with a normal motor. When you pull that trigger, the motor still has a wind up.
It's got to add the power.
It's got to add the power. This is just it's like solid instant turn. I've been massively. I've talked to the guys at Warhead, and I'm massively impressed with
and again, it's 100,000 rounds. I can't iterate. That is a lot.
That is a lot of rounds, guys.
Motor is still very, very good.
Yeah.
But this is going to last. A million rounds. You can never ever test.
I'm still testing.
Yeah,
that's all I can say, guys. I'm still testing on that.
Yeah.
From there, then I've got a Pro in hop unit.
Yeah.
In it.
The old classic.
The old classic.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, I was swapping between doing the Max and the Pro, and they slightly do different things.
Yeah.
But I found that the Pro was more consistent. The Max, it gave me a little bit more range. We're not talking lots, but it gave me that little bit more range. But I found that the Pro was the more air seal consistent unit. So I'm running that with a Prometheus Purple, which is a purple hop rubber, and a Maple Leaf Omega nub in there.
And that's again another test piece.
Test piece that I'm testing, and I found that I was using Prometheus Purple hop rubber with everyone know the Mad Bull hop rubbers that Patrol Base sell. Like a blue. The blue red ones. The blue, but they come with quite a nice nub.
Yeah.
So what I was doing is I was picking and choosing to find which parts work the best.
And again, this is something I've said on previous live streams, and when me and Pete had a little bit of a chat, is do not be afraid of changing your equipment. Yeah. A lot of people will get something and go, I like it. I want to, and they'll keep running through it, and they'll go, don't be afraid to experiment. Yes, you're in a game and it might not work, but if you don't experiment, you're not going to find that best.
You're not going to know.
Part.
There's things always coming out, so I'm always looking to find that part that's going to just push that a little bit further, push that performance a little bit further. Then we've got a Prometheus barrel, which is a 6.03 barrel in there. Yeah. It's because they're so well machined and milled that they're just a lovely shoot. They shoot very, very well. From that, when you look at it, that's pretty much the gubbins.
Yeah. Externally, it's just personal choice.
It's personal choice, but we've got the PTS Raiden
AG version.
AG version.
Again, It looks pretty, so we're gonna put pretty bits.
Yeah,
on
we're
it.
going to put pretty bits on it. We've
Optic suppressors,
optic
grips.
the Vortex optic. These are just the standard grips
That come on the Barrett.
that come on because they're all crisp branded. So I mean, and they're a nice feel.
And you were saying at the start, obviously that thing, yes, it's capable of 30 rounds a second. You're doing that because of the trigger response, the EPN keeping up.
Yeah.
Once,
not a problem.
Yeah, you
Not
didn't have to do any of this filling, emptying.
No, I'll be honest. There might be one or two out there that this has happened to.
Yeah.
But what it's actually come down to, which I've seen, is the actual gas marker that runs up and down. That is slightly tight,
right?
And that's what's causing people the problem. It's just not sliding.
Yeah,
sliding.
So it is working, but it almost like doesn't start moving until the mag's half empty.
It suddenly jumps like that.
Yeah.
But after you've filled it a few times, that runs smooth.
Yeah. So fill it, empty it, empty it.
But yeah, I mean, with these, I've put them straight in, and it empties all of them
straight
to the
down.
end. To the end. We've got the PTS Griffin suppressor on the front.
We did the PTS thing yesterday. There's the new
there's the new one.
one.
This is the older version.
Yeah.
They don't do these ones anymore. This is just from my own personal kit.
Again, it's external. So again,
Yeah.
if we ever did this as a product, it would be blank, and you would put
what you
optic
want
on it. You could put a magnifier or anything on it. It's not.
This is my own personal choice and setup with the with the Magpul CTR on the back. I also, I mean, for just a bit of Gucci, make it look a bit different from everybody else on the field. I've had some bits Cerakoted.
So the blue Cerakoted, it's not anodized.
Northern Lights, everyone. Northern Lights. That's what I keep telling. But the blue. I don't know if it shines and everyone can see. Just something.
It's like a nice blue Cerakoted. It's quite nice.
Yeah.
It matches that titanium really nice.
Yeah,
doesn't
it does. Yeah.
So with what you've done in that, the consensus or the idea around that is that's the internal parts that could be translated to any
this
platform.
This particular build, basically any Crytek this platform can go through. I've also put together for Crytek, for KWA, for the Quaff variants, and then the other one I'm looking at is actually doing the Evo. But for yourself, I know you don't like the sort of the aesthetic of it.
Yeah, that's it.
Your
it's
personal
an
thing.
amazing platform.
But this is something else I'm looking at.
It's
when I do really, when we do, I'm looking at putting new handguards on the front. I'm just looking at really Gucciing them out.
Yeah, so get the Zev stock on it, get the HP handguards that we used to have.
Yeah, long handguards on it, and really do them out. So when you actually get this product, you will just be you'll be really happy with it.
Yeah.
And we've been looking at doing it as a full package, so it comes with mags, it'll come in a case.
Yeah.
We've even had on the drawing board thinking, right, do we even do, because I'm that confident with what I've done, do we even do a 2-year warranty on them?
Yeah. Warranty, logbook,
all this kind of thing. So you can buy this product and you can then be happy and go away and play, and you can bring it back, and it's covered, and we will deal with it for you. But that's,
I've seen
obviously
it in the
that's
field, and it
obviously that's in the future. But fingers crossed for me, because I've put a lot into it.
Yeah.
But
I've seen it in the field, and it does look a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But if you were to start that again, are you, like, all the parts that you've put in it, you're obviously confident and happy with them?
Yes.
You wouldn't. There's no other parts that you'd think, if I'd have tried that early on. So, does your experimental process ever end?
I've seen some new piston heads, which are new silent ones that I've seen going that have a middle section that compresses to slow, comes down, but that'd be more for DMR builds and things like that. But yeah, if something came out and it pipped that piston head,
we'd swap it out.
I'd swap it out. It's a constantly evolving product, because I always, as an Airsoft fan, I was a customer. Well, I was that beginner once. you always want to. I would always want to have the best offered to me.
Yes.
And if
And again, this is what that is. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not a case of doing, for example, like a bronze, silver, and a platinum version of it.
no.
You're wanting to have this package at a level that you would want to field it.
Yeah.
It's not a case of. Here's a really good one. Here's a better one, and here is the best.
No,
that is something that you've put together. You've tested it, and you go. I want to run
this.
this,
It works.
Yeah,
This is the thing. It works. That's what I want to say. It's not this. Well, we'll take this bit out, but then, as we've discussed earlier on, you start taking bits out, doing certain bits, and things don't mesh together correctly. Things don't work properly. So all these things are designed. They've been tried and tested together, and they work as they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously that's yours.
That's
we'll
mine.